GM, and welcome to DevXStark, one of its first kind of modular smart contract building platforms. So, what is the problem that we solve? Currently, it is extremely tough for any users to get into this blockchain ecosystem. The user and the developer, or the developer, like may feel very overwhelmed, like building the contracts or like going through these protocols and everything. So, this user and the developer experience is something that needs to be worked on in this ecosystem. This is where we are building this DevXStark on StarkNet currently. So in StarkNet, the language, the smart contract language is Cairo. So developers in the smart contract StarkNet ecosystem may face challenges when they are starting the journey because the contract on Cairo is very different from the very norm of Solidity. So what our project aims is to raise like remove this gap between the developers and this ecosystem. How is that done? So this is a solution design. We are building a modular way of building smart contracts on solid starknet. By just dragging and dropping these modular components and connecting them, the users can create a workflow, and then in the backend the AI agent would generate the contract, the entire Hydro smart contract. So if I take you to the platform, this is a platform. I've initialized a basic like contract here. So if I go here, I'll have to connect to my wallet. It takes a little time. So once I've connected to my wallet, this is what I can do here. Like I can drag and drop and use any of this. Like if I use the claim tokens one, I'll link to this thing. So you can connect these dots here, like every component, and to create the contract, the first thing is upon initialize and the disconnect. So users have a lot of options like the what interface, the if functions, and other things that they want to work on. So once this is done, I would need to go to target, and if I click on generate, it would then on the model side create this entire smart contract. It takes a little bit of time because of the LLM's capabilities. So I'll just fast forward here. Right. So this entire smart contract has been generated, and this smart contract is written in Cairo 2.0. That is the latest version of Cairo. So once this contract is ready, you can either edit this contract, like if you feel like there's any changes to be made, you can like select the entire contract and go to any online IDE to compile it to test it out. If you are satisfied with it, you can save it. There are two options now. You can click on the deploy to deploy it directly in the Starknet Sepolia. So this is where our platform does a significant job under the hood. So how does a Cairo contract compile? A Cairo contract compiles the code to Sierra at first, and then the Sierra code compiles to Chasm, that is the Cairo assembly. And initially, like in the CLI, you might need to use Scarp and like set up the entire development environment. But what our platform is doing is that if you click on the deploy button, it does all this under the hood and it deploys this contract to the Starknet Sepolia. Also, you have an option of auditing the contract. So our auditing agent basically goes to the contract. It shows sees like any sort of small vulnerabilities or security concerns that might be present, and it does the checking. So if you click on the audit thing, it would then go through the contract. Like most of the contract might be same, or a little bit of it might be different. So once this is done, right. So if I show you the terminal side drop down, now I'll be going to deploy this contract. So if you can click on deploy, as you can see that the starting Cairo compilation, the compilation started, and the compilation is done. Now it is declaring the contract, waiting for the declaration of this transaction. So yeah, waiting for the deployment of transaction. it will take some amount of time. Like we are working on the UX side, so that the user can see what is happening under the hood, and they can get the transactions hash. It gets deployed. You can see on the website, yeah, the deployment is successful. You get the contract address, you get the transaction hash, and if you click on this view on stock scan, then it will take you to the Sepolia like stock scan, and you can see that yes, the transaction has been complete. So this has been our project DevXStark, the first modular smart contract building, like helping in the DevX part, and slowly we are like focusing on transitioning to other blockchains too. Thank you.